Hello Year 9, hope you're keeping well. Today we're going to continue with ratios and we're going to talk about sharing a ratio. Your starter, like every other single day that we've ever had maths, is 10 questions for you to work out. So wherever you're doing your maths these days, in an exercise book, on a piece of paper, on the computer, on a tablet, I'm not really sure, wherever you're doing these questions, you go ahead and get started. I'll have the answers with you shortly as long as you pause the video now. Okay, take all the time that you need, but go ahead and answer the questions. All right, there's the answers to the 10 questions. Remember, I might have made a mistake. If you got it wrong, doesn't necessarily mean that you're wrong. It is also very likely that I made a mistake. So please mark your work in green pen or pink pen or purple pen or whatever it is that you're using these days to mark your work. All right, there's all the answers. I'm trying to think of anything else I need to tell you. I don't think there's anything particularly challenging on these questions today. All right, let's look at sharing a ratio. So in example 1, we've got Ken and Susan, and they're going to share 20 pounds in the ratio 1 to 3. We need to work out how much money each person gets. So the two people that we're interested in are Ken and Susan. So we're going to write their initials down. Ken and Susan. And they share 20 pounds in total. So we need another number over here, or another letter over here. We've got Ken, we've got Susan, and we've got the amount of money that they have in total. All right, the ratio that Ken and Susan have is 1 to 3. So Ken gets 1 part, Susan gets 3 parts, and in total, how much does that make? 1 plus 3 makes 4. So let's write that down. In total, they get 4. So the total, the T stands for the word total. So in total, they have 4 parts. But what did the question actually say about how much they share? It says they actually have 20 pounds in total. So where are we going to put the number 20? We're going to put it under the word total because that's how much they have all together. And then we need to ask ourselves, just like we did in our previous lesson, how do we get from 4 to 20? To get from 4 to 20, we need to multiply by 5. So what should we do with every other number? We should also multiply by 5. So 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 5 is 15. Now, if you check out these numbers in green, 5 plus 15 also equals 20. So it looks like we've done everything correctly, and we can write our equal sign in there. So it says, work out how much money each person gets. We can find out that Ken gets 5 pounds and Susan gets 15. All right, you don't have to write a little bit in blue at the end, but it is useful if you want to just check. All right, let's try another example. This time we've got Abby and Ben, and they're going to share 30 sweets in total in the ratio 8 to 7. Work out how many sweets each person gets. So we've got Abby and we've got Ben. Abby and Ben. And we're interested in how much they have in total. T for total. They share 30 sweets in the ratio 8 to 7. 8 for Abby, 7 for Ben. And in total, that makes 15. Now, I couldn't put 30 there because 8 and 7 doesn't make 30. 8 and 7 in total makes 15, right? Because 8 plus 7 is 15. Now, they told me in the question that they have 30 sweets to share. So the 30 is going to go under the column for total. All right, now we need to ask ourselves, how do we get from 15 to 30? And the answer to that is you multiply by 2. So we have to multiply every single number by 2. 8 times 2 is 16, and 7 times 2 is 14. So Abby gets 16 sweets, and Ben gets 14. We could check if we wanted to. 16 plus 14 is 30. All right, hopefully that's making sense. All right, in this next example, we have a very similar idea happening, but this time we have 3 numbers instead of 2. So Rose is going to make some pizza, and she's going to use cheese and sauce and dough, just like she did the other day, and she's going to use them in the ratio 2 to 2 to 3. If the pizza weighs 490 grams in total, how much cheese, sauce, and dough does she use? So let's start by writing out the ratio in letters. So she uses cheese and sauce and dough, and those 3 things make the total. So the ratio that they're in is 2 to 2 to 3. So we keep everything in the same order. 2 to 2 to 3. And then we look at what is the total of 2, 2, and 3. 2 plus 2 plus 3 is going to give us 7. And then it says next in the question, if the pizza weighs 490 grams in total, so under the word total, we're going to put 490. And then we've got to find out, how do we get from 7 to 490? Well, I know from 7 to 49, we would do times by 7. So that must mean to get from 7 to 490, we must times by 70. So to get from there to there, we're going to do times by 70. So that must mean we have to multiply absolutely everything also by 70. 2 times 7 is 14, and then we need the 0. Same thing with the sauce. And then 3 times 7 is going to give me 21, and I also need the 0 at the end. And then there we go. So they wanted to know how much cheese, sauce, and dough does she use? Well, she uses 140 grams of cheese. She uses 140 grams of sauce and 210 grams of dough. And if we add those all together, we'll get 490. All right, so same idea. When you have 3 parts to the ratio, you do the exact same things. All right, let's look at one last example, and then we're done. All right, this last example has one additional step at the very end. Sidra and Gemma, they're going to share 48 pounds in the ratio 5 to 3. We need to work out how much more money Sidra gets than Gemma gets. Okay, so we're going to start out by sharing the 48 pounds in the ratio 5 to 3. So we've got Sidra and Gemma, and we know how much money they get in total. So Sidra gets 5 parts, Gemma gets 3, and in total that makes 8. They said that they share 48 pounds in total, so the 48 has to go underneath the 8, and then we ask ourselves, how do we get from 8 to 48? And that would be times by 6, so we need to times everything by 6. Sidra gets 30 pounds, 5 times 6 is 30, and Gemma gets 3 times 6, which is 18. Now, together those do make 48, which is really great. It really is. That's exactly what we wanted. But the question now says, work out how much more Sidra gets than Gemma gets. So in order to find out how much more, we're going to need to subtract it. 30 take away 18 gives us 12. So the final answer that we're looking for is 12 pounds. All right, there is 2 tasks for you to complete today. There is one that's just nice, straightforward, share these values or share these quantities in this given ratio. And then there's a second one, which is worded problems. All of the answers are included, and you can let me know if you have any questions at all. All right, have a good day, and I'll talk to you on Friday. Bye.